everyone. Welcome to Wednesday Wisdom. We are in the holiday season, which blows my mind because I always seem to feel like the year goes by so fast. But Terry and Elizabeth and I wanted to talk about essential oils and emotions because for so many of our loved ones, and sometimes for ourselves as well, the holidays um, can be a time of just emotional disruption. Like we would love to think that the holidays were happy and exciting and they are all of that, but sometimes they can be tough as well, especially if you've had change this year, if you've lost people that you're close to. And essential oils and supplements and things like that, they are very good tools that we can use to just help us through times that might be a little bit more difficult. What do you think, Terry?
Good morning, everybody. I think, Bev, it would be so fun for us to just off the top of our head mention something that actually we feel creates stress. Because I have some fun ideas, and I know you guys have some amazing things you're going to share. But what is an example of something that is causing you stress? Okay, so anybody?
I'll just go ahead.
You want a whole list of things? Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So as much as it's a joy getting to work a business full time and plan a Christmas concert where I'm doing all of the behind the scenes stuff, actually it adds a lot more things for my brain to think about. So I have to be really careful with how I'm planning my schedule and how I'm taking downtime. Like I was so thankful you called me last Monday and said, Elizabeth, you haven't had a day off in about 8 days off. I think you need to take half of today off. And so what did I do? I did some gardening, and that's my green thumb therapy. And it really worked to just get out there in the sun and garden. And so I think Beverly mentioned Harmony earlier. That's one of my favorites. Sacred Mountain is one of my favorites. And Inner Child, I think. So as I'm getting ready for the Christmas concert, these are some of the ones I'm really honing in on. And I like to use the same one repeatedly because it can trigger those, like what Bev was talking about, those responses in our body. So
yeah, those little changes of the synapse, right?
Yeah. So, okay, Elizabeth just brought up a really good point that I've been pondering for a couple days now, and it's the point about time. Would you guys agree that one of the great stressors that we feel is time, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't have enough time, right?
Yes.
So a couple very practical tips that I've learned because first of all, people always say, Terry, you're so busy. And I say, no, that's actually not accurate. I'm productive. So be really, really careful with our words, because if I constantly say I'm busy, I'm busy, I'm busy, well, then I'm going to be busy all the time, you know. But so I always declare out of my mouth that time is my servant.
Yeah.
Time is my servant.
That's huge.
I have 24 hours a day, just like everybody else. And therefore I'm productive and I have plenty of time for my friends. So I think that going into the holiday season, we need to treat it in that kind of a way. And then another thing that's just coming to my mind, girls, that I want to share. It's something we don't think about too much in relation to stress, but this is my favorite thing, girls, and that is mineral
essence.
Mineral essence. Because when we don't have enough minerals in our body, we automatically feel more stressed. It's amazing. And so what is interesting in terms of what robs our body of calcium and minerals is white sugar. Wow. Who would have thought, right? So over the holidays, we think about this, people eat more sugar.
Yeah.
So we really have to be very, very conscious of what we are putting in our body, because white sugar leaches important minerals out of our body. So this is a really good way to be very proactive. And
can I share a testimony about that though? Because I had to use that this week. I actually got this might sound like too much TMI, but I think on here we're a little bit used to that. So for like 3 days, I got stopped up. And I know that eggs, my body just doesn't have a great reaction to eggs. And so I had French toast one day and I had some pastries and something else and realized like, okay, I think I'm having a reaction to eggs, but my digestive system was also really sluggish. So my Young Living order came in and I had Mineral Essence in it. So I did 3 droppers of Mineral Essence and 3 drops of lemon oil and some of the electrolytes, the YL electrolyte drops. And then I did 2 ounces of Ningxia Red. So I put that in, like I took ice and I put the first stuff in, then my Ningxia Red, then water. It swirled all in there nicely, drank it down. I'm talking like within an hour, I had my first wonderful bathroom time in 3 days. And so minerals for me are one of the things that gets my bowels moving. And I don't know the scientific stats behind it, but if that's anything you guys struggle with out there, minerals can be your best friend, especially during the holidays when we're just eating different stuff. And a lot of it is like bread and stuff that can get us clogged up.
Elizabeth, great point, because a couple other oils that I have with me today that I was thinking about in terms of this is long-term stress greatly affects our digestive system.
Yeah.
It's been scientifically proven many times. So ladies, over the holidays, we want to increase and be proactive with our digest. Just putting a couple drops over our tummy because long-term stress affects our digestive system. And then another thing is, stress can really affect our thyroid, right? Our thyroid, our endocrine system, all of that. So Endoflex. And ladies, I have a new tip to share with you guys. I haven't even told Elizabeth or Bev this yet, but I love to put the Endoflex 1 inch below my Adam's apple right here, because that is a nerve ending point for the thyroid, which is really good for Endoflex. But it wasn't enough. Like I wasn't feeling enough. So guess what? I just started putting it on the bottoms of my feet and the bottoms of my big toe. That's actually another nerve ending point for the thyroid, is the bottoms of your big toe. Such a strange thing to think about. However, oh my gosh, ladies, this is the bomb diggity. Like I have so much energy today. I don't even know what to do with myself. And Bev knows, Elizabeth knows, we have been under a very, very stressful time completing my Eating for Life book. So we've been doing literally midnight, 1 in the morning. A few days ago, it was 3 in the morning, but I feel so good today with the Endoflex on the bottoms of my feet. So anyway.
You have a lot of energy. I'm quite surprised. I'm like, what happened to mom? Okay, I guess I better buck up my energy.
Exactly. I'm like, what is going on here? So anyway, Debbie's laughing. Hi, Debbie. Anyway, I just love it.
Can I say 2 additions to Digize actually is lavender and peppermint. So peppermint, we have it in the Vitality version, same as Digize we have in Vitality. So adding like a drop of peppermint to my water is so refreshing and is great for your breath too. So if you're thinking, I don't want to chew gum or I forgot my toothbrush and toothpaste type of thing, like I actually just keep a water bottle, like a stainless steel water bottle, and usually there's 1 or 2 drops of peppermint Vitality in there. So that's a good thing. But for some reason, for me, because of that stress, right? And when we get stressed and our digestive system gets sluggish, oftentimes, at least for me, I feel like it's because the muscles in my tummy are like constricted. And when you're constricted, you're under stress, you can kind of feel that, right? Your tummy can't do the peristalsis action because you're like this, and you're not letting your tummy muscles actually relax so that they can do their job. So lavender is one using that topically that has helped me because one, we know lavender is just wonderfully emotionally relaxing, but using it over the tummy will help me just go, okay, time to relax, which lets your tummy muscles relax so they can do their job better.
That's a really good tip, honey. That's an amazing tip.
That's one that has actually been a huge help for me, which is weird. I'll even put stress away on my tummy at night before I go to bed.
That's
a good
great.
idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bev, what are you thinking about?
Well, if your question is stress, I would, okay, holiday related. If we're gonna go holiday related, um, I get the biggest stress point just simply trying to decide what I'm going to do for the holidays.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Because there's so many options. There's parties. Who are you gonna go visit? Who? What do you want to do? What are you gonna buy?
Well, and I have to say, like at the end of the day, it's a very blessed problem to have options. But
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I spend myself right in circles just trying to decide what it is that I'm going to do for the holidays. And sometimes even going into the holidays, like for example, if you're going to host a holiday party, what day is it going to be on? Are people going to come? Is it going to be convenient? It's really the decision-making process around the holidays that I find the most stressful. And I think that's why early in the holidays, I love like grounding, present time, clarity. I really enjoy those oils. But I also have to say, like, if I'm having people over to my house, I love to diffuse either gathering or harmony. Those two are really delightful oils, and they're just like they're floral, but they're very calming. Like they're very calming oils, which I think is fantastic. Or if you are about to walk into a gathering of people and you're not quite sure, like let's say that you're just a little bit anxious about, who's going to be there, what is the subject matter going to be, stuff like that, then I also really like valor for that. Like before going into what you might think is going to be a stressful situation, and
Mm-hmm.
also harmony as well are two fantastic oils to use for that.
Mhm.
Yep. Good ideas.
Now that does bring us to another point, girls, that I think is really important. And that is during this time, everybody, let's think about our exercise. Are we getting our heart going? Are we getting that oxygen in our brain? Because let's face it, some people really do struggle with depression over holidays because
Especially in the north.
exactly,
Mhm.
exactly. And, or, maybe you've lost a loved one, maybe your family lives really far away, things like that. It is easy to slip into depression. So
Mhm.
I believe in being proactive, and being proactive is exercising every single day, getting your heart going, getting your muscles working and everything, because the minute you do that, you might say, oh, brother, I don't want to go out of the house. I don't want to do anything. But if you do it, you are going to feel better. And again, really, really watching our words, being so careful. Like, it's so easy to say, oh, I'm so tired. I never get enough sleep. Well, guess what? If you declare that out of your mouth, you're never going to get enough sleep. So when you start declaring, I am rested, I get plenty of rest, you are going to start to get more rest and you're going to feel better. So I think just being so careful of what comes out of our mouth. I just literally had this happen 2 days ago. I was with a girlfriend and I said something and she said, Terry, don't let that come out of your lips anymore. I forgot, I can't remember what it was, but she called me on it. I'm like, thank you so much for calling me on this. Oh my gosh, So I think that's important.
Yeah.
It's so funny, Terry. I actually, every once in a while, I'll be with a friend of mine and they'll say something like, oh my gosh, I'm just so stupid. I can't believe I did that. And I'll be like, I cancel that word, curse in the name of the Lord. Like,
Yeah, right. They go, what are you talking about?
I love that. Okay, girls, I have one more oil. And listen, if there's anybody watching on Facebook, please put some of these oils, these favorite oils in your chat.
Yeah,
and let me,
totally.
Terry, for the north, because we were just talking about the north, vitamin D3.
Yeah.
Speaking of which,
Mhm.
Did you say B? B?
yeah, the super D. The super D is in
Super
David.
D. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Oh,
Yeah.
another thing, nitro because it has vitamin B in it. And vitamin B is so good for our brain
Oh, that's
too.
so
So D
good.
and
So
B.
good, honey.
Oh, if you need
Look
to
at the
get through
new
a
nitro
day.
package. I
Yep.
haven't yet.
I already drank it this morning, but yeah, it's just the little package comes.
Oh, I haven't seen those yet. That's
They're
awesome.
cute.
Cutest
Yeah.
little things. So
Yeah.
guess what my favorite thing is for stress, girls? Frankincense.
Oh.
Frankincense. Breathing frankincense is amazing. Absolutely amazing for stress. Do you like that for stress, Debbie? She can't talk right now. She's
Yes,
got
I do.
Thumbs up.
Okay,
It's
you got a
awesome.
thumbs up. Got a thumbs up. Yeah, I mean, it's just sometimes we don't think of it because I do love stress away and I do love peace and calming.
Mhm.
But man, even like at night, like last night, I just put this on my feet and everything in my whole body just all of a sudden, everything just calmed down almost instantly with the frankincense. It was so beautiful.
Isn't
So
that delightful? Can I
yes.
share a little bit too with the frankincense? I actually just saw this. So I saw this woman did this video with the beautiful skin that the women of Arabia tend to have. And the secret, the beauty secret that they use is I want to say it was 10 drops of frankincense essential oil per tablespoon of castor oil. Now, I would either use a V6 oil or what I started doing was putting my frankincense into our Mira cleansing oil because you can leave the
Mm.
cleansing oil on your skin. And I
Yeah.
have to say, so far, I've been really delighted at the results. And what's great about it is that if you do your skincare in the morning, you can breathe that frankincense in for that delightful stress-free start to your day. And then as if you do like the gua sha massage or the lymph node draining massage on your face for it to be less puffy, you can just go right in. So it's like frankincense, a little bit of that Mira cleansing oil, put it on your face and just breathe nice and deep and do that little massage. It is fantastic. Your face will look like you got a really good night's sleep, even if you didn't.
I love that. I love that.
That's neat. And
Speaking
I'm
of
gonna
that, I
start.
mean, what do you girls think about a nice bath with Epsom salts and your favorite oils in bath? I think
Oh,
that's
that's
so good.
absolutely put some stress away in your Epsom salts. Yum.
And Terry, you actually had something that you said a few days ago, which I thought was great. Okay, so many people now do not have bathtubs. Like bathtubs are now missing from American homes. They're just disappearing left and right. But Terry brought up this great point because she was like, hey, if you don't happen to have a bathtub, use a foot bath, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. Yeah, because you guys think about this. What if you had a bath of really hot water and you put 10 drops of stress away in there when the water was super hot, and then you put your feet in there and you keep your feet in there until the water totally cools down. Boy, that stress away is just driven into every cell of your body so quickly. It's
Mhm.
amazing. Now, if you're feeling like you might be coming down with a cold over the holidays, do that same thing with thieves. So one time I was feeling kind of bad, Bev, and I did that with thieves, and I felt that thieves go up. I felt it go up my ankles, up my legs, up my torso. I mean, I felt the heat go up my body. And by the time it got to the top of my head, I was fine. I was like totally well. It's the craziest thing. So think about a foot bath with thieves if you're starting to come down with something.
Now, and you know what's great about that suggestion, Terry, is that thieves, yes, for thieves in the foot bath, no for thieves in your actual bath.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
way
Good,
too
good
hot.
thought.
Way
Yeah.
too hot. So thieves is a great one, as well as MU Power or MU Pro. No, MU Power. Sorry, MU Power into the water. But one of the things that I like to bathe with if I'm feeling like I'm coming down with something is I will put purification. I'll do 20 drops of purification and about 2 solid cups of Epsom salt into bath water that is kind of like the hottest that I know I can take for a good 20-minute soak. And when I do that, I come out just feeling like a shiny new penny, especially if I can come out and then just go right to bed and let my body just process through all of that stuff. Oh, it's such a delightful feeling.
Well, the amazing thing about purification is it is one of the most powerful oils and the most inexpensive oil. I cannot believe how inexpensive purification is for what it does in the body.
Yeah, purification's one of those everybody needs.
Especially, oh my gosh. And the purification too, just for the smell factor.
Yeah.
Oh, so
Yeah.
delightful. So delightful. One of my favorite little blends too. So my son just had influenza A, people. Like it was the bad one. Okay. The
Oh.
poor thing was down for a solid week. But what I did is I put in a diffuser in his room. There were two diffusers. One was by his head and one was by the door, just in case anything wanted to creep out. Okay. So, and I did Thieves and Purification in the one by the door. And then I did Raven and RC in the one by his head. And it was fantastic. It was great. So,
Yeah, that's such a good combo. Such a good combo. Oh my gosh, I love it. Oh, well, just look how blessed we are, you guys. We are blessed and we are messengers because everybody needs what we have, and so few people even know about it yet. We will never be saturated. I don't care what anybody ever says. We will never saturate the market because there are always people that need what we have and still don't know. And Beverly and Elizabeth and I, the three of us, we are signing up so many people right now that used to be with Young Living 10 or 20 years ago. They kind of fell off the wagon. They were in some other downline. And we are meeting them by chance. Well, not by chance, by God's grace. And they're like, yeah, I used to use Young Living, but nobody ever taught me how to use them, blah, blah, blah. And they want to sign up again. It's amazing. So girls, what would you think about, can we open up this discussion now? I would love to hear from some people. I see Debbie and hi, Lisa and Mary and Ellen. We'd love to hear from you guys. What do you guys do for stress?
Totally.
Come
Hi.
on, girls. You've got some favorite ones out there.
Hi.
Hi, Lisa.
I use Stress Away a
Yeah.
lot usually.
Yeah. Do you just do you like to put it in your hands and breathe it, or in the diffuser?
In the diffuser and on my hands. And I bought some. I was at the event over the weekend and I bought some bracelets. And I actually just put some on that.
Nice, nice. The diffuser bracelets. Those are great. Oh my goodness. And then some of them are really stylish.
Yeah.
So where do you live?
I'm in Gaylord, Michigan.
Michigan. So yeah, you have a lot of cloudy days in the winter.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, boy, that's I've always wondered this question. When people do live in the really, really cold weather with lots of snow, does anybody in your area get like a mini trampoline just so they can still get like some exercise in the winter?
Yeah, there's probably, I've heard of a few that do that, but a lot of people still go out and walk.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, yeah, that's good because I know it's tough. When I was in Iowa, we used to have so much snow and ice that it was kind of like dangerous to go out there. But
Right.
yeah, just getting your heart going and stuff. Well, we're glad you're with us today.
Thank you.
and in
Yeah.
those northern states as well, I would say that definitely, especially if you're in a really cloudy area, that the Super D, the vitamin D chewables really come in handy because vitamin D plays such a pivotal role in our ability to just be able to handle stress and to feel less stressed. And usually where we get it from is the sun. So it's like, I live in Florida. We've got vitamin D everywhere, and the weather only gets better when you get to the winter. But when I lived in Colorado, I would really start feeling it after a while. Colorado, where the area that I lived in, just got 36 inches of snow over the last few days.
Wow.
I mean, just
Wow.
amazing. And in my head, I was like, man, I am not sorry that I'm sitting this one out because you would get so cold. Terry and we both had the same problem where we would get cold, but it was like cold to your
Yeah, in our
bones.
chest,
Like,
yeah, in our chest.
yeah, it was like you would have to go take a shower or drink hot tea in order to like get rid of that level of cold, and it can wear on you. So that vitamin D supplement, fantastic for that. And if you hold it under your tongue for about 30 seconds, it really gets good into that buckle of your mouth as well. So, you know, you
Okay,
kind
I
of
have
do
a,
it.
Bev, I have a very interesting vitamin D testimony. You may remember my amazing ballroom dance instructor in Florida.
Yeah.
And he was from the Philippines. And believe it or not, you guys, in the Philippines, they believe that it's really stupid to ever go in the sun and get a suntan because they believe that having this certain pale skin is very attractive. So anyway, lo and behold, one day my dance instructor says to me, Terry, like I'm so stressed out and I'm so depressed and blah, 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 blah. So he goes to the doctor and finds out he is so low in vitamin D.
Mm.
And it was because, Bev, he never went in the sun. Like he totally avoided the sun, even though he lived in Florida. And the doctor's like, you know, what, well, you know, you live in Florida. He goes, oh no, I never go in the sun. So anyway, girls, if you don't have any sunshine, you want to supplement with vitamin D for sure.
You know, what's so interesting about that, Terry, is that, okay, so in the US, like in our culture, to have tan skin, it like makes you look like you're on the beach all the time.
I
And so
know.
like tan skin or like sun-kissed skin is like the height of beautiful
No,
skin here in the
I know.
US. In the Philippines and also in like Japan, um like as pale as you can get is like the paler the better, right?
No, like
And
the
I always
porcelain,
found that interesting. Yeah, the
Yeah, it's so
porcelain
funny.
skin. So I always found that really interesting. And it's kind of the same thing in Japan as well, where they're just like, stay out of the sun, stay out of the sun. You
Yeah.
need the sun for vitamin D. And it also, your body will absorb it through your eyes as well. So if you're out on the beach or if you are soaking in the sun, take your sunglasses off every once in a while. You don't want to go blind because the sun is so bright, but take them off and let your eyes also breathe in and well, breathe in, but get in all of that vitamin D as well.
I want to make one more plug for mineral essence and say that I used to only take one dropper full, you guys, but I up.
My phone will drop when we leave, and that's okay, because at least you're. Oops, sorry.
Oh, no, that's
no,
fine.
you can-
Oh, that's okay. I think
Go ahead,
he's
Terry.
talking about- Anyway, I upped it to 2 dropperfuls of this, and oh, again, just going from 1 dropper full to 2 dropperfuls, I just feel so strong. It's amazing. You know, I have to say, to be honest, you guys, I talk to women that are 60 and they're like, oh, Terry, I'm so tired all the time, but it's just my age. I'm like, what? What? That's the worst excuse I've ever heard. It's not just age, you know, get over it. So I just find that, you know, these things that Young Living has given us are miraculous, and we are God's messengers to get this message out that you can live your best life at every age. No matter what age you are, you can live your best life.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, and amen. It's all I got to say about that.
Okay, we have not heard from Mary. Mary, where are you? And we haven't heard from Ellen Miller.
I know, and usually, Ellen, you're usually a talkative one over there.
I know, what's going on, girl? Where
There
are
we
you?
go. There we go. I didn't know that it would, I can't get my video to play today, but for stress, I love Stress Away, of course. I love lavender and bergamot are some, you know, really good ones. And especially during this holiday season, I like to fill my house with scent. And so I'm either doing citrus. I love to burn my frankincense. That's one of my favorite things to do.
Mhm.
And so there I am.
Oh, bergamot, that's a great tip. We haven't even talked about bergamot. That's a great tip.
Yeah. So
Yeah, bergamot is actually one that my piano students love. One of them, when he makes his little blend and comes in, that it's almost always in his blend. And he'll do some citrus, and then he's done bergamot and orange and cinnamon bark. And that's his fall scent. And so
Sounds like a
they
scientist.
just know what they like. I'm like, okay, what are you putting in there today?
He might end up being a food scientist or something. That's pretty cool.
Sandy Morris over on Facebook says that mineral essence also really revives her. She says that she pours it over chipped ice, lime oil, and the jade lemon vitality drops, and it
Mhm.
totally restores her.
Ooh.
That's where I got the formula for. So thank you, Sandy, because I'm still doing that after you made it for us.
Yeah, that's right. She did. Wow. Love you, Sandy.
I
Miss you,
know.
friend.
Love
Miss
you.
you.
I miss you.
Oh
Oh,
my God.
Now, okay, so one of the things that I've discovered very recently, roll-on wise, is I found this little recipe for a roll-on, which is so useful, especially if you are having a hard time getting to sleep. And it's 25 drops of lavender, 25 drops of Stress Away, 10 of vetiver, and 10 of valor, and you put it in a roller bottle and then fill up the rest with the V6 mixing oil, and you just roll it on the bottoms of your feet and maybe your wrists and stuff like that, like right before you go to sleep. And I'm telling you, that actually is a fantastic roll on if you're dealing with like some situational anxiety or something like that. That one is really
Can you
amazing.
put that in the chat? Can you put that in the chat? That's fascinating.
Sure. Let me see here. 25 lavender,
That's fascinating.
25 Stress Away. And for anybody who's never tried Stress Away, it is such a delightful blend of lime and vanilla. Those are the two, like, it's this smooth citrusy smell that is absolutely delightful. And the other one as well that I also really enjoy is the Kid Power. It smells kind of like an orange dreamsicle. And what's funny is they do have a limited edition adult version of it called Vanilla Whimsy. But Vanilla Whimsy and Kid Power are the same oil. So it's the same oil. It just has a little bit of a different label for us adults out there. But that one is also absolutely phenomenal.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
So can I just say all the ingredients in Stress Away though? Because it really, I think this will trigger some people to go, oh, now I know why it's awesome. Copaiba, lime, cedarwood, vanilla, ocotea, and lavender.
Ocotea. Oh, that's so interesting.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I
Wow.
think it's interesting that there's lavender in there because I would not have guessed, and I love lavender.
Yep, it's really hard to smell. I mean, I don't smell it in there, which is okay because I'm not always the biggest fan of the lavender smell. But if you think of it, Copaiba is the first oil in here. And Copaiba Vitality, some of us know that that is helpful to, like, it helps the body's natural response to inflammation. And so oftentimes when we're stressed and our shoulders go up and we're really tense, that's why I recommend the Stress Away because it has the copaiba in it. So lavender can naturally kind of helps our muscles relax, but the copaiba, if you have some, you know, of that inflammatory response, then you've got a double whammy with that.
That's great, Elizabeth. That's awesome. You know what? This may seem off the subject, girls, but a lot of people are looking for alternatives, like during the holidays, where maybe they don't want to have so much wine or whatever. And the other day, we hosted an event here at my house for a ministry, a men's ministry called Prodigal Road. And they, of course, did not want any, wine or anything like that served. So we created a drink that was such a hit. And we call it the Ningxia Red Mocktail. And what we did was we took 2 ounces of Ningxia Red, 1 can of Zing, Ningxia Zing, and about 3 drops of orange oil. And that, what reminded me of that is when you talked about like that dreamsicle flavor. It was kind of had that dreamsicle flavor. And then we made it really ice cold, just like super ice cold. And Elizabeth, you were here. People just went crazy over it.
Yeah.
I think, Elizabeth, you even signed up a new client, didn't you?
Yes, one of the gals that goes to my gym also went to the fundraiser. And so we talked and met up at the gym the very next week, and she got over 200 PV of products on her first order. She got the Ningxia Red and the Zing. And so she's a happy camper. She wants to start doing some mixed drinks and stuff with the Ningxia Red.
Okay, so I know that it's typically cold weather, but speaking of things that tasted amazing and like a dreamsicle, does anybody remember what was in those ice cream floats that were at the farm at convention?
Oh
Those
boy,
were
I have no
super
idea.
yummy. It was
Was
like
it
it
a
was like a little
lavender
bit of
flavor?
vanilla ice cream. I know that there was zing. I'm sorry. Yeah, I know there was zing. I don't remember what else went
I
in there.
don't think I had one, but maybe it was like a lavender ice cream over Zing.
Yeah,
Mhm.
there was like an ice cream in the bottom, and I want to say that there was like a couple of drops of orange in there, and there was zing and some Ningxia Red or maybe some nitro. But play around with that idea,
Wow.
you guys, because it was quite delicious. Even though my state might be the only state that needs a good ice cream for Thanksgiving.
Yes, right. Maybe Texas. We'll see. It hasn't gotten very cold here yet.
Oh, it's so delightful. I love the weather this kind of year. This is like the best kayak weather and boating weather and all of that other good
Really?
stuff.
Rub it in, Bev.
Not to brag to my friends that are digging out.
So, should we talk about some tree oils? Because
Yes.
it's about to be time for Christmas trees. And I
Oh, well, Evergreen Essence is now out, you guys. So it's on its limited, you know how we get it limited over the holidays?
Oh,
You can
good.
now get it right now.
I love it so much. That is not one I'm going to let my piano students diffuse because they will use it all up. No, they've been using winter nights. But yeah, just any of the tree oils really, and the experimenting with the different combinations of those is so fun over the holidays, because those are also highly oxygenating essential oils and so good for emotions. And I think those are scents that especially guys enjoy.
You
Um,
know, I say this as well because I can't put a real tree in my house because it makes my
Mm.
eyes just water in water. So I use a fake one. But I either hide a diffuser as kind of like an ornament in the tree with the evergreen essence or the pine. Pine is also really good. Or I will use the Young Living, and I don't think they've done it this year yet, but we have those November deals coming up. So I don't know, maybe they'll do something with it. But you guys remember the diffuser ornament?
Oh yeah.
I
Yeah.
still have one of those old glass diffuser ornaments. And so
Totally.
I'll put either pine or evergreen essence in that, and it's fantastic.
And it's great. Yes, I bet too that you could probably do a spray bottle with water and some of that and spritz your tree if you wanted to. I'm
I thought
not
about that.
sure how long that would last, but that's my genius idea for the day.
Well, maybe if you put a little bit of witch hazel in there, because like witch hazel is kind of what gets it to stick.
Got it.
So if you guys want to experiment a little bit with making different room sprays,
Mhm.
Terry, you did a heavenly, what did you call it?
Oh my
Heavenly.
goodness. Oh my goodness. Yeah, a couple weeks ago. Okay, well, what we did was, you guys, we took 8 drops of each of the biblical oils. So that is, there's 10 in the Bible oils kit. So 10 times 8 is 80 drops of oil.
Oh, gracious.
80 drops of oil. And then we filled it with V6 in a roller ball. And oh my goodness, it is like to live for. It is so heavenly. And we I'm trying to think, Elizabeth, who is here for that. We've done so many events, I can't even keep all of our events straight. Well, what I know is people flipped over it. They love it. They just roll it, they wear it like a perfume. and things like that. And I have it in my bathroom where I have all of my little, facial things. I just have it there. So I just put it on every morning, and you are getting all 10 of the Bible oils in that one little roller ball. And
Wow,
so
that's
it's really,
amazing. And you
Yeah.
made a room mist also. I don't know if you can remember that, but I remember it was for
I know it was for the.
It's this one. It was for the mom and me.
Yeah.
yeah, well,
bunch
what
of
is
Bible
in that?
oils
Do you
in it.
remember?
Well, I know there's some cassia in here because I can smell that. I think there's a little bit of rose. What else did we do? Maybe like frankincense and myrrh. It was
Yeah,
a few
like
of the Bible
fragrances.
oils for sure.
That's
But
great.
I would say play around with it. I would say
Yeah.
take the Bible oils kit and smell. One of the ones that people don't even think of that smells so amazing is the Annika. People
Oh,
don't even
Annika's
think about it.
gorgeous.
It is just heavenly. So think about that. Like, here's what I learned from the little rollerball thing. The next time I make them, you guys, I'm going to use less drops of cassia, because cassia is so powerful that it's a little bit overpowering. So I would probably use 4 drops of cassia and 8 drops of everything else, just so you get those layers of oils with the frankincense and the myrrh and
Makes
everything.
sense.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
would
It definitely
get a
covers
Bible-
up other smells.
Yeah, I would say get a Bible oils kit, play around with it. And we got those adorable pink things on Amazon, those pink roller balls with a stainless steel.
Oh, let me see if I can find them because those are really
Yeah,
cute.
yeah.
Everybody flipped over them. They flipped over the pink essence of those. And wow, what an amazing gift that would be for somebody, for like a stocking stuffer, And
Yeah.
of course, if you need to save a little money, because that was expensive, but if you need to save a little money, you could do just 4 drops of each oil and then fill
yeah.
it up with a V6 oil. It doesn't have to be
Yeah.
8 drops,
So
Here they are. Okay, I found them. So I'm gonna put him over on the Facebook page, and I'll put him in the Zoom chat too.
So, yeah.
can I share a funny use of this room spray? It smells delicious. I know it has some cassia in it. So, there was a shirt I really wanted to wear the other day, and I pulled it out, and you can smell that sometimes when your clothes stay in the washer too long or don't fully dry, has that musky smell to it. And I was like, no, I don't want to be smelling this coming off of me. So I actually laid the shirt on my bed and spritzed the front, turned it around, spritzed the back, hung it up for like 5 minutes to just kind of let it air out, and put it on, and no joke, that smell was totally gone.
Elizabeth, that's so funny because in the Bible, there are several examples of people putting oils on their clothes. And
Well,
you
if
can
you think
imagine-
about it, how many times a month did they actually bathe back then?
Right, right.
That's
Yeah,
that's
good
actually
point.
really fun. Oh, so Sandy Morris says that David Peterson, a nurse practitioner, told her recently to take Super B and the Super Magnesium capsule just before falling asleep to methylate. She says, I thought he was crazy to suggest it, but I slept really well. I would not have thought about taking vitamin B anything right before going to sleep. That's amazing.
That is so crazy. That's wild. Although I do love that new magnesium supplement. Wow, it's beautiful. The Young Living, the new magnesium.
That's been helping me sleep. I'm loving it. It's like an every night ritual. And then I just decided to add the Thyromin, and I'm sleeping solid through the night now. It's been awesome.
Wait a minute, do you take Thyromin as well with it? Did you say?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. Thyromin is great at night. 2 Thyromin at night with the magnesium, amazing. Yeah.
It's been awesome. Well, I've been sleeping more solid than I've been in a long time. So I'm excited.
That's awesome, girl. Look out for Debbie. Watch out. She's going to be changing the world out there.
Right?
One drop at a time.
Hey,
Girls, it's almost top of the hour.
Good
Oh.
gracious. Well, I guess I would say this is my closing thought, which is if the holidays are something that is just an emotionally hard time for you, I would just really highly recommend that oil wise, if experiment with some of these emotional oils. I did not believe in emotional oils, if you want to say that, until I went through a particularly tough time in my life. And even then, I just did it because I wanted to be able to tell Terry that I took her suggestion and not lie to her face. Okay.
Now that's a good reason to do it.
Right? I was like, I'm gonna see my friend, and when she asks about it, I want to be able to be honest. So I let her do it. Up until this point, and I think that this is what so many of us do with oils, is you kind of go through these phases where at first it's like, oh, my leg is sore, so I'm gonna use soothing Panaway on my leg, or I have this problem and I have this oil, right? And so when we think about emotional oils, they're a little bit different than that. But these oils are not gonna like click a light bulb and now all of your negative emotions are gone and you only live in the positive. Really, it's just a little tool to kind of help us get through, like a little mental hug, if you will. And so I highly suggest that you experiment with these emotional oils and diffusing and all of these other things, because it can be really helpful, as well as the supplements. Let's not compound a problem because we don't have as many minerals in our body as we should, right?
That's great.
Yeah,
That's
that is
beautiful.
an interesting
Beautiful.
thing to assess, is the compounding problems. And I think during the year we can handle a birthday, and then a month later July 4th, and then a month later something else. But with Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's compounding each other, plus all the things that, events and things like that, kids are out of school. This is a time of year where we have compounded challenges with the cold, with dreary days. So I feel like it's a time of year we really want to be on our A game, recognizing that if we feel a certain way, don't just like push through it. Sometimes you have to, of course, but then go back and assess and go, okay, how can I help my body? Is there anything I have access to right now that can help me? Because oftentimes we just do need to give ourselves a little bit of extra support this time of year.
Mhm.
Oh, we're such
Well, the
young
other thing,
people,
I
right?
think the other thing too, girls, is not to buy into the commercialism of Christmas.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean,
Amen to
why
that.
go spend all this money on something that somebody might not even want, they might never use, when you know that we have a gift that we could give someone, that, we could give them a whatever $25 gift or something of an oil that they're actually going to love and use, but not by, man, I went to the store the other day, and I mean, I just don't go to the stores a lot anymore because it just doesn't bring me joy anymore. But I went, and I'm seeing all this Christmas stuff, and it just was so overwhelming. I just thought, I want to get out of here. I felt like I was just being pushed into trying to buy something for no reason, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Mhm. And
And so,
Terry, I would lovingly suggest that for every commercial holiday, birthdays and everything, anniversaries, where commercialism says buy, 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 spend, spend, spend. I love that idea of putting together a roll-on, thinking of a scent that you really feel like somebody would enjoy, that would be truly helpful to them. um I don't know, I just feel like that is
Mhm.
so much more heartfelt and needed,
and needed, exactly. Yeah.
the
Well,
one thing I know I need is not more stuff.
there you go. That's right. That's right. Exactly. Yeah. Well, love you girls, and thank you for your amazing insight. Amazing.
Yes, I
Absolutely.
love you guys. Thank you so much for being on, and for everyone who's watching live and joined us on Zoom so we could see your face. Love you, love you. Hi.
Keep talking to your team members about
Debbie,
Wednesday.
I didn't realize that you were sitting right there next to Lisa. What the heck is this? We're getting a 2-for-1 over there.
Funny, I love
Well,
it.
I knew my phone wasn't gonna work, so I said, switch over and log in so we can both listen while we're traveling.
That's awesome.
Lisa has been my sidekick for all the summer. We've just been enjoying hanging out, oiling up her family and everything. It's been such a gift. And then going
Aw.
down to the Shannon Hudson event live, we've had such amazing experiences for all of them. So we're just feeling touched by the Lord and sharing. We're going to share on Cricket's calls tonight all the different things we learned. It's going to be great. But yeah, I've been hanging out with Lisa and she's been doing everything in the background.
That's so
Oh,
cool. I love it.
Well, while you're out there in Michigan, stop by and say hi to Janine. You know, she lives out in that area.
Oh, I did not know. Oh my.
She
Will
does.
do.
She's got her Young Living booth and all that other stuff out there. So you gotta swing over and say hi.
I will do. Absolutely. I'm planning on coming down to see Elizabeth. I'm praying that in. It's definitely on the candlelight service.
Yay. Oh my goodness. We will talk more about that. I'm so excited.
Yeah, because
Indeed.
you know, Debbie, that Kathy, I think, is thinking the same thing. So it might be a little clubhouse reunion over there in Curva.
We
Right
are
on.
actually praying that Bev comes. We're praying that Bev comes.
That'll be a lot of fun. All right,
Yes.
you guys, have an absolutely wonderful Wednesday. This was so delightful. And next week, you guys, we're going to be getting together in the same form and fashion. And we're just going to love on each other through this holiday season. I tell you what, I'm so grateful that each of you guys are here, and just thank you for coming. So Terry, Elizabeth, Debbie,
Yes.
everybody.
We love you, baby. Love you, Bev. Love you, girls.
Absolutely. Till next week. Okay.